AEW World Tag Team Champion Dax Harwood has says a CM Punk and FTR versus Elite match at AEW All In London could take the company to the next level. We've got details on that. Plus, speaking of All In London, Will Ospreay says he wants to appear at the show and gives the reasons as to why. An update on Santana's status with All Elite Wrestling as he recovers from a knee injury. Kota Ibushi once again says he wants to face Hangman Page in AEW. Also, an update when it comes to the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship with a number one contender tournament being announced by New Japan. The G1 Climax 33 dates have been revealed. Matt Hardy opens up about a possible Jeff Hardy AEW return. Britt Baker questions why Thunder Rosa did not return to the road to cut promos while she was injured. Swerve Strickland reveals he will be Nick Wayne's first AEW opponent once he makes his AEW debut. Anna Jay comments on some controversial merchandise. And finally, some matches have been announced for Dynamite this week on TBS. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of All Elite Wrestling. And let's start off talking about AEW All In London. A big show, most likely going to be AEW's biggest crowd and attendance ever inside Wembley Stadium. And Dax Harwood has revealed the dream match that he believes can take the company to the next level for the upcoming AEW All In London event. On the April 5 edition of AEW Dynamite, Tony Khan announced that All Elite Wrestling will hold their biggest event yet on Sunday, August 27, when the company will host Wembley Stadium for AEW All In London. Wembley Stadium holds 90,000 seats, so the promotion is looking to host their biggest audience ever for a show. The previous record was 20,000 fans for the first AEW Dynamite Grand Slam event in 2021. In a new interview with Uproxx, new AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR discussed the upcoming events and expressed their excitement for the show. Cash Wheeler said, "Wembley Stadium is huge for AEW. AEW has to be ambitious right now. We've done so much as a company over the past 3 years that everybody said we couldn't do." When Tony said we're going to sell 20,000 tickets, that seemed ridiculous to people at the time. Everybody wants to keep moving the goalposts. Everybody wants to keep saying you can't do this. I love that we're going to Wembley because even if it's not completely to the brim full, 50, 60, 70,000, whatever it ends up being, that's huge for the company. As a company that's only a couple of years into its existence, you can't play it safe all the time. The roster right now is so deep, why not go for it? The reports of 25,000 pre-sale sign-ups over the first 24 hours, Dax Harwood believes a specific dream match may just double that number. He said, quote, CM Punk and FTR versus the Elite. That's got to be it, right? If you want to sell 50,000 tickets and take this company to the next level, that's it. That's me dreaming. That's the dream match. That's the six-man tag in Wembley Stadium that could help launch AEW to the next level. Of course, FTR recently defeated the Guns to win the AEW World Tag Team Championships and save their AEW careers, and it looks like they're going to be sticking around in AEW for some time as well, deciding to stay there over going back to WWE. But do you agree with Dax Harwood? Is that the dream match that could take AEW to the next level? Is that the match that could sell out possibly Wembley Stadium? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, one person that could also be appearing at the AEW All In London event is none other than New Japan Pro Wrestling star Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay has expressed his interest in AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. During the April 5th episode of Dynamite, as I mentioned, All Elite Wrestling announced they will make their debut in the United Kingdom when they host AEW All In at Wembley Stadium on August 27. The news marks a major swing for the company as Wembley Stadium hosts roughly 90,000 fans. Speaking with Dark Perusu Flosio, Ospreay was asked about his interest in AEW All In at Wembley Stadium. He said, quote, I'm a guy that pops in all the love in the world to all those and its amazing crew. I hope there is an opportunity as one of the guys that flies the flag for England everywhere I go. To do that would finally make my dad proud. Ospreay competed on AEW programming multiple times throughout 2022. Among other examples, he faced Dax Harwood in a singles match on AEW Dynamite, and he defended the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship against Orange Cassidy at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. The former IWGP United States Champion is currently sidelined with a shoulder injury he suffered at the New Japan Cup event on March 13. He recently provided an update, and it is expected that he would be back in time to compete at Wembley Stadium later on this year. Would you like to see Will Ospreay there? Certainly that would be a big addition to the show as well. Now, one person we have a bit of an update on is Santana. Now, Santana hasn't been in AEW or seen on AEW television in nearly a year, but according to Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, he is indeed still with the company. The former LAX member had a private falling out with his longtime tag team partner Ortiz and had already been teaming with him less and less when an unfortunate ACL injury took place in the Blood and Guts match. Prior to that, Santana had been publicly counting down what many assumed was the expiration of his AEW contract. However, Fightful has inquired numerous times within AEW about Santana's status with the company. It was confirmed to Fightful that Santana remains with All Elite Wrestling and has been paid throughout the duration of his injury. Now, Fightful was keen to reiterate his contract expiration was never officially clarified to them. However, a source familiar with AEW deals said that if Santana's deal was up in September, as he'd hinted on social media, then AEW could attempt to keep him in the company a couple of months past his injury return, as that was the amount of contracted time he would have had left when he was injured. So essentially, which is the case with quite a few contracts, because of the length of time amount he was out of action for, they could add on possibly near a year onto his contract. Now, those that Fightful spoke to said that Tony Khan has been adamant that AEW will pay injured talent, even in this case, which could have been well after his contract would have expired. In all, AEW paid for over half a year that Santana could have been already off the book. So again, certainly an interesting update about Santana, and of course, if we get any more updates, we'll let you know. Now, one person that has been widely rumoured and reported to possibly be coming into All Elite Wrestling this year is former New Japan Pro Wrestling star Kota Ibushi. And once again, Ibushi has revealed a top AEW star as his most desired opponent. Since leaving New Japan following his contract expiring, Kota Ibushi has remained in the wrestling conversation, with fans questioning where we will see the former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion next. As previously reported, Ibushi has expressed his desire to appear at the upcoming AEW All In London event. However, the former New Japan star has now revealed who his most desired opponent would be. According to Dark Perusu Flocion, Ibushi has admitted on multiple occasions that he would like a singles rematch with Hangman Adam Page. The two men previously faced each other at Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor 2018 when Page was a member of the Ring of Honor roster, while Ibushi was signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Golden Stars also expressed a desire to team with Hangman Page as well, in addition to reuniting with Kenny Omega inside of an AEW ring. So don't be surprised if that is something that possibly could happen in the future. Now, speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling as well, I've got a bit of an update when it comes to the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced a tournament to determine who will be the IWGP United States Champions Kenny Omega's next challenger. The promotion revealed that there will be a mini tournament between four former IWGP United States champions. The first match will be between Lance Archer and Juice Robinson on April 16 at the Collision in Philadelphia event. The last time that the two faced each other in singles action, Archer defeated Robinson for the IWGP US Championship in October 2019. The second matchup will be between Hiroshi Tanahashi and Will Ospreay on May 21 at Resurgence in Long Beach, California at the Walter Pyramid. In their announcement, New Japan noted how this matchup was originally scheduled for Dontaku in 2022, but was called off at short notice. As noted, Ospreay is currently recovering from a shoulder injury and shared an update on Saturday stating that he has more range of motion in his shoulder, but is still struggling with strength. The winner of the match between Archer and Robinson and the winner of Tanahashi-Ospreay contest will meet at Dominion in Osaka-jo Hall on June 4. Then the winner of that match will get a future shot at Omega's IWGP US Championship. Of course, Omega has been the IWGP United States Champion since Wrestle Kingdom 17 in January at the Tokyo Dome, where he defeated Ospreay. The former AEW World Champion last successfully defended the title against Jeff Cobb on the March 29 episode of AEW Dynamite. Omega is in his second title reign, with his first reign with the belt coming back in 2017 when he became the first star to hold the title. So maybe this is how we end up getting to another Ospreay versus Omega match. Now, keeping with this New Japan Pro Wrestling theme here, we've got an update when it comes to the G1 Climax. New Japan has announced the dates for this year's G1 Climax 33 tournament. At this weekend's New Japan Sakura Genesis event, New Japan Pro Wrestling revealed that this year's G1 Climax tournament will take place in July and August. The tournament will begin on Saturday, July 15 and Sunday, July 16. The tournament will end up with the semi-finals on Saturday, August 12 at Sumo Hall as well. Meanwhile, the final finals will take place on Sunday, August 13, and with 19 dates announced for this year's G1, the tournament looks to be returning to the traditional format of 20 participants and 2 blocks. However, this hasn't been confirmed as of right now. The G1 Climax tournament returned to its traditional place on New Japan's summer calendar in 2022 after taking place in the fall during September and October for the 2 previous years. Kazuchika Okada has won the past 2 editions of the Premier Tournament and has won the G1 4 times overall. If we get any updates on participants, etc., we'll of course let you know. Switching back to AEW, let's talk about Jeff Hardy. Of course, there have been some conversations about Jeff Hardy recently with photos emerging of him on social media, and Matt Hardy has provided an update on Jeff Hardy's AEW return. Jeff has been absent from AEW programming since June 2022 when he was arrested for a DUI and subsequently suspended from the company until he completed substance abuse treatment. With the court case regarding his DUI recently closed, many have asked when or if fans might see Hardy make his return to All Elite Wrestling. Speaking on a video with Isaiah Cassidy, Matt Hardy was asked to provide an update on Jeff's condition. He answered, quote, "Jeff just had some eye surgery. His eyes were a little offset. It's just probably from wear and tear and beating his body up. They had to work on some ligaments and tendons in one of his eyes. So they corrected that with surgery, and they said probably 5-6 weeks he should be okay. So I'm hoping after that, now he's kind of putting this whole situation behind him, that we'll see him back around soon. I'm hoping so, man. You guys keep your fingers crossed. Maybe 6-8 weeks from now, hopefully we can see some Jeff Hardy on AEW." So Matt Hardy, I guess he's optimistic that Jeff will come back at some point. He's saying maybe a couple of months' time, so maybe around the summer. We'll have to wait and see. Now, we know there's legitimate heat. You don't have to watch AEW All Access to know there's legitimate heat between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. Since the premiere of AEW All Access, one of the more prominent stories on the new reality show has been the absence of Thunder Rosa, who was out with injury during her AEW Women's World Championship reign. One of Rosa's biggest critics on camera and behind the scenes is longtime rival Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Speaking with Busted Open Radio to promote AEW All Access, Baker cleared the air in regards to her difference of opinion with Thunder Rosa. She stated, quote, "It's just like on Twitter, people twist and turn your words and say that you said something that you didn't. All I did on the show was ask if she'd be able to travel, and she's traveling all over the place and she's doing Busted Open every week saying, I'm still the champion. Then why won't you just come to work? Why can't you come cut a promo? Why can't you come do commentary? Why can't you come say hi to the locker room? Chris Statlander had her knees blown out for over a year now, and she's there, I think, every single week. I have a very workhorse mentality where I want to be at work. As soon as I'm done at Dynamite, I get on a plane and go to the dental office. I can't relate to that mentality why you don't want to be at work, where you tell everybody you're the champion of. And I'll be honest, I've asked her that same question twice, and she doesn't have an answer for me either. It's not that, oh, I want her to work her, or I don't believe in her injury. There's none of that. It's just, why can you not come to the locker room that you're the champion of when you can? Now, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa have feuded with each other since Rosa's AEW debut back in 2020. Rosa defeated Baker to win the AEW Women's World Championship in March of 2022. Rosa was officially relinquished of the title following Jamie Hayter defeating Toni Storm for the gold at AEW Full Gear 2022. So, as of right now, we still have no update on Thunder Rosa's return. She's returned to traveling with the company as part of the Spanish commentary team, despite not being cleared to return to the ring just yet. If we get any updates, of course, we'll let you know. But do you agree with what Britt Baker's saying? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, Swerve Strickland is going to be the inaugural opponent for Nick Wayne in AEW. The first match is set for the July 12th episode of AEW Dynamite, as Swerve Strickland will take on Nick Wayne. At Defy Wrestling's event on April 8th, 17-year-old Wayne defeated Strickland to win the Defy World Championship. Following the bout, Strickland grabbed a microphone and announced he will be Wayne's first AEW opponent on July 12th in Saskatchewan, Canada, just one day after Wayne turns 18. In February 2022, Wayne signed an apprenticeship deal with AEW when he was 16. Tony Khan previously stated that Darby Allin helped put Wayne on his radar and agreed to let him compete in AEW once he reaches the legal adult age. Since then, the rising star has remained active on the indie scene in promotions such as Defy and Game Changer Wrestling. Most recently, he scored a singles win over the King of the Indies, Matt Cardona, and has regularly teamed with Jordan Oliver. Strickland's 3rd Defy World Championship reign kicked off by winning a multi-man ladder match in November. He was able to successfully defend it against Titus Alexander in February before Wayne dethroned him over the weekend. Considering Wayne's friendship with Darby, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the next several months, as Strickland aligned with the Embassy on Friday's AEW Rampage to attack the former TNT champion. As a result, Strickland and Allen are slated to face each other on Wednesday's Dynamite in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Wayne and Strickland now have a win over each other, with their rubber match being booked out months in advance. So Swerve Strickland is going to be Nick Wayne's first opponent on AEW television in July, one day after he turns 18. Now, there's been a bit of a weird controversy surrounding Anna Jay and merchandise. Since returning from a rib injury suffered in January, AEW star Anna Jay has been using a new catchphrase of saying she has a fat ass and a bad attitude. This has led to All Elite Wrestling releasing a brand new shirt with the catchphrase on it that has caused fans to debate about the use of the term. In a response to a fan on Twitter, the Jericho Appreciation Society member addressed the controversy over her new merchandise. The fan wrote, quote, "Wrestling merch is so horrible. Nobody would actually wear that." Anna Jay responded to the fan and talked about the negativity on Twitter, saying, quote, "The negativity on this app is unreal. If you don't like it, don't buy it." Which, again, it's bizarre that that's even a news story, but I guess that's wrestling Twitter for you. Finally, matches have been announced for this coming week's edition of AEW Dynamite on TBS. All Elite Wrestling's flagship show, AEW Dynamite, will return to Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the first time in 10 months this upcoming Wednesday, while the card is yet to be finalized. Some key matches have been announced for April 12th, including 2 special singles matches, an AEW International Championship match, and much more. After merging Mogul Affiliates with the Embassy last Friday on AEW Rampage, Swerve Strickland will reignite his long-term feud with Darby Allin on Wednesday night. The two Washington natives have only met once before in AEW, but their matches throughout the North American independent circuit have helped them make the wrestlers they are today. This match could serve as yet another feather in Darby Allin's cap as he continues to pursue MJF's AEW World Championship. Strickland's former tag team partner Keith Lee will also be in action as he will battle Chris Jericho in a first-time singles match following Jericho's criticism of Adam Cole on the April 5th episode of Dynamite. Keith Lee defended his old rival, challenging Jericho to a match this week. This match is a significant one for Lee as it will be his first singles match on AEW Dynamite since his debut match against Isaiah Cassidy in February of last year. Finally, 2 ongoing stable wars will continue to play out at this Wednesday's event. Blackpool Combat Club's Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli will face the Elite's beloved lackeys Brandon Cutler and Michael Nakazawa, and Orange Cassidy will defend his AEW International Championship against the House of Black's Buddy Matthews. While Cassidy and the Best Friends lost their challenge for the House of Black's AEW Trios Championships last week, the International Champion has been on a roll for the past 6 months and will look to mark his 18th successful defense of AEW's newest championship on Wednesday night. So there you go, guys. It's the latest AEW news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.